Fellow citizens, today the Electoral Commission of Zambia declared our 2026 general presidential election results. We stand before you with profound humility and gratitude to accept the mandate that you have given us, yet to continue serving you, the people of Zambia. Our first words are that of thank you. Thank you very much to all of you for making a decision, this dramatic, historic decision, to allow us to continue serving you for another term of 5 years, God willing. We thank the Almighty God, whose grace has sustained our nation and preserved our peace. We thank the millions of Zambians who stood patiently in queues to exercise their democratic right to vote. We thank the millions of Zambians who, again, as citizens, have taken a clear direction of what they want their country to be. And this is what our democracy is all about. Choices of those that are to serve us for a period of time. In our case, 5 years. Thank you to you, the people of Zambia. Zambians have again demonstrated your love for democracy, your maturity, your resolve to make decisions such as to elect your leaders peacefully, without exercising what I call negative behavior, veering on the side of negative behavior. We thank the Electoral Commission, the men and women in the Commission that have worked so hard to deliver this election. It's a challenge to run an election like ours. It's complicated. It's not as simple as people think from the outside. So we thank them for that. All of them, without exception. Leadership, chair, commission, the staff, executive, the staff, and those support staff that were recruited to support the process in well over 13,500 polling stations. We had citizens, I think numbering over 80,000 in total, or thereabout, working to deliver this election. Thank you to you all. We thank you and respect the choice that you made as a people. Democracy, as I said, is there to guide us in a civilized way. And anything short of making decisions in a civilized way cannot save this country. Not for a day, not for a month, not for any period longer than that. Because it will not sustain, or it will not be sustained. Here is the message. Whether you voted for this candidate then, and now president-elect, but still running as president under our constitution until they're swearing in, because there's no gap that obtains in our constitutional arrangement, it does not matter. You exercise your right to vote, to choose a leader you believe who will serve you to the best of your needs. So we say to all of you, you're equal citizens. Those who voted for us, those who didn't, you're equal citizens. There's no discriminatory understanding of who voted and their favor. Those who didn't vote for us, they are not favored. The process allows us to elect leaders, yes, but once a leader is elected, you serve all of the people of Zambia fairly, equitably. And that's what we demonstrated that we're able to do after the 2021 elections. We delivered free education to all our citizens across board, without choice or segregation. We have delivered CDF to build new classrooms, desks, water and sanitation, more teachers to help improve the pupil-teacher ratio, lower that, contrary to what it used to be years back, when a teacher may have to serve 150 pupils. Now the number is getting less and less as we continue to employ more teachers so that we can further improve the quality of education for all our children. But the most important thing is that our children have access to education, which they could not before. many of our children were out of school. How do we know that? Once we introduced the free education policy, following our promises before 2021, we saw incrementally up to 2.6 million children have come back to school, including those who were elderly and could not complete their school for whatever reasons, but the circumstances did not allow. Some could have been financial, some could have been maybe a girl child got pregnant at grade 9 or so, but we have allowed, our policy has allowed any citizen to return to school, young, middle-aged, or whatever age. This is important, fellow citizens. And you know what I've always said, education is the best investment, it's the best equalizer and inheritance. And it's happening in your country. So, may I say, 5 years ago, you entrusted us with this responsibility. And in many cases, we walked, majority of the cases, overwhelming cases, we walked the talk. I've just cited free education. I'll cite another example, debt restructuring. We committed to you that the debt mountain, the default which was occasioned by those who were in office before us, was choking us as a people, like a python around our necks, waist and legs. Well, we've been able to unwrap that python now. And we've created headroom, space, revenues, savings, $1.9 billion of savings per year from debt service. And that's the money we've been able to apply in free education, enhancing CDF, and sustaining even things that we had not offered initially. Examination fees being now taken care of by the government, your government. This is how we see public office, to serve you better, without segregation, without exception. May I say that the decision you have made, or you made a few days ago, on the 13th of August, to re-elect us into office, is a serious show of confidence to us and our teams. And we don't take it for granted. We don't take it lightly. We take it very, very seriously. And our obligation is to return that favor by serving you, and serving you better. Citizens, fellow citizens, we've come a long way. Just reflect where we were 5 years ago, how difficult it was 5 years ago, in many respects. It's not just those who are in jobs that we've had to deal with in terms of disposable incomes, improved by, enhanced by free education, social cash transfer, which has been increasing over years, cash for work. It is things sometimes we don't pay attention to, such as what? The bursary for secondary school boarding kids. Many parents couldn't afford that. So on top of free education, there's another subvention which ameliorates, if you like, reduces the cost obligation to the parents and leaves more disposable income in the hands of the household with a CDF anchored boarding school fees at every constituency. Never done before in the history of our country. Always bursaries were centralized. Now we've decentralized them. What other relief? Bursaries, scholarships, call them anything, for skills training. Carpenters, those who may not have been able to go to college, to go to university, now they've had the opportunity to do carpentry work, to do metal work, to do bricklaying, to do plumbing, call it, name it. And now they have the opportunity to be given a contract to build a classroom block in their locality, in that constituency. That's how we understand amelioration of the cost of living. It's a myriad of these measures. And your government, this government, will continue doing so. But we also know that we can only do that if we continue to expand the economy, to grow the economy, to bring more investments, to attract more investments going forward. And indeed, the jobs will come out of there. What else? Business opportunities will come out of there. What else? Treasury income to complete the cycle. So we can cycle, so to say, not cycle, cycle. So we can look after the weak in society. Who are they? The young, through the education offerings, free education and attendant facilities. What else? The retirees, those that live with disabilities. In addition to us having provided for them the opportunity to get to Parliament after elections like this through the proportional representation aspect that we brought in through the legal reviews, reforms, constitutional and other secondary laws. It's an opportunity to now have more women in Parliament. It's an opportunity to have more youth in Parliament. 20 women, 15 youth in total, coming from different parties, depending on the election results. And 5 of our fellow citizens living with disabilities. This is what it's all about. That's what we understand public office to mean. And to reinforce, further embed the understanding where I come from, philosophical understanding, that those of us who seek public office and are elected like what has happened must always remember that national interest comes first. And personal interests are subservient to national interest. And when we do that, it will be always easy to make decisions. Sound, good decisions. National interest first, I repeat, personal interest subjected to national interest. And if we do it correctly, our personal interests will be taken care of. Because we are a nation first. That's extremely important to us. So I want to say to you, colleagues, that the next 5 years will focus on growth to deliver what I've just said. Growth through investments in different sectors for more jobs, more business opportunities, more treasury revenue. And then this becomes a cycle, call it anything. It comes in and out, and growth will ease even further the cost of living, which we understand. But I've tried to explain today, fellow citizens, on how we've been working to put a package of measures, a myriad of measures, to ameliorate the cost of living. And you can count on us that we'll continue doing that over the years ahead. During our campaigns, we heard you. We traversed the country. We heard your concerns. And we will be basically pulling all of these concerns across the 10 provinces, in the 116 districts, 226 constituencies, 1,858 wards. All of these views, of course, not every view will be repeated by many others, but the greater majority of them, the themes have come through. Continue with free education. That's what Zambians told us. You've made our lives different, better. Continue with CDF. The citizens talking to us. Don't withdraw cash for work. Take care of the farmers. So when we produce, we answer, Mr. President, your call to produce more, like we've done, first ever 5 million metric tons of maize. And now paying them, once they deliver the way their maize at FRA, within 2-3 days. Never done before. So all of these are well-selected, well-combined offerings as a package to people's hand. We can go to other areas, urban areas, crossing points, call them bridges, drainages. We heard all of that. And we'll be pulling them together to serve you better. I think that's our commitment to you. Very serious commitment to you. I must say that it is important that hope in a young person is what must be retained at all the times. You remain hopeful as citizens, young, and apply your minds how you can actualize that hope. But what you can be sure, your government will provide the support that is needed, as always. I think it's important for us to celebrate the decision of the people, the election results. Let us be in a position where we respect as we celebrate each other. Why provoke a fellow citizen? Because you're a winner. So you think. For you who hasn't been elected, but you supported, okay, those who support those who have not been elected, do not provoke those who may be celebrating peaceably. But there is no winner here. There is no loser. We are all winners. Zambia is the winner. Public office is not competition to beat each other down physically, to match at each other. No. It's competition to serve through an election process, like what we're going through. Really, that is what is important. So we must celebrate with responsibility. We must, if we choose to be quiet and not provoke those who are celebrating. Those who are celebrating, don't injure somebody, don't damage somebody's property. That's not the spirit. Let us be responsible at all times. Because he or she who did not make the decision you made in the election is not your enemy. They are your brother, they are your sister, your uncle, auntie, they are your neighbor. More importantly, they are fellow citizens. I think that's important. Where you stand. Let us protect our peace. Let us uphold law and order. And I want to be emphatic here. We should not allow our country to degenerate into bands of armed militias. At that point, that's crossing the line. Because once you start doing those things, you are injuring others. You're endangering the lives of others. And democracy means that where your freedoms end, other citizens' freedoms start from there. So you cannot do what you want in the guise of freedom, yet you injure others. Then you're not a true citizen of this country. You're not thoughtful about other people. So I want to assure this country that lawlessness has no place in this country. This country has opportunities for all. But amongst those opportunities, lawlessness is not one of them. Absolutely not. To bring a culture of guns in our country, militia-type behavior, what we see in other regions is alien to us. And I have said before that stability, peace, security, stability is the ingredient, is the environment, operating environment for development, for opportunity. Let us continue doing that. Let us as citizens reject 1, 2 more of citizens who are veering in that noble area. That's my message to the people of Zambia. But I can also assure you that your government will protect every citizen. That's the flip side of the coin. To save you, but also to protect you. That's our solemn duty embedded in our constitution, the Constitution of Zambia. We will defend the peace of our country. We will uphold its constitution. As I said, protect its people and safeguard our democracy. Allow our democracy to endure so others after us can inherit a society where opinions are respected. But even when we differ in opinions, they should never degenerate into fistfights or indeed gunfights. Very clear. There can be no development without peace. No enduring peace without justice. We also know that. Law and order. Rule of law. I touched on that. We must work harder. I want to emphasize this issue. As citizens, I observe the situation, circumstances out there, and I want to urge citizens to choose hard work than laziness. To be willing to take opportunities that come to earn your life by working, to support your needs by working. Let's be a country of producers as well. We can't just be a country of traders. You've heard me say this over and over. We have to be a country of producers so we can provide food families, for the communities that may not be able to farm. But they are important because they are markets for those who produce. Production, hard work is not only anchored in agriculture. I've heard people say, oh, HH wants all of us to be farmers. No. Factory workers, work hard. Teachers, work hard. Lecturers, work hard. Don't be the one that makes that kid fail an exam because you did not do your work. When I was offering nurses jobs along the way, during our campaign trail, I remember in one of the rallies I said, you are lucky you have a job. But let's agree that you not go to a ward and start playing with your phone when the patient is screaming in pain. I'm sure some of you remember that. That is a no-go area as well. You get an opportunity for a job, take it serious. Work hard. Save the patient. I remember even using the issue of fixing the drip properly. You fix the drip wrongly, it's painful, the patient is screaming, you go somewhere, sit in a chair, and you are on social media. Icona. That's not part of what we should be as citizens. Remember, even medical staff get sick. Today you're the health caregiver, tomorrow you're the patient. Would you want somebody to treat you like that? No. Absolutely no. So, public sector workers, let's earn our rights to work in the public sector. And I would say that work is not 8 hours to 17 hours. Work is what have we delivered on the working day. You also know my views, there is no working day. Every day is a working day because work has to be done. That's a cultural shift we would like to see in this country. Whatever work you do, it's of value. Kusiyana kwa ntchito, but value limos. You remember an old musician, kwacha limos. Kusiyana kwa ntchito, but kwacha limos. I believe in that principle as well. But our duty is to continue creating opportunities for our people. We must protect our resources, those of us who work in the public sector. Even in the private sector environment. Protect the resources. Take care of them, grow them, so you can sustain your job, secure your job, and more importantly, create an extra job for somebody else. By manipulating, managing the resources that are at your disposal, efficiently, effectively. And that's what it's all about. We must ensure that our progress reaches every community and every household. Not some, but every household over time. Remember, development is not an event, it's a process. We walk through and we pass through many stages. You have once again entrusted us with the highest responsibility that a citizen can place upon a leader. That's what we've done. And we're humbled by this decision. Competition or staff, that's what it should be. That's what democracy is all about. But here we are. And we receive your trust, as I said earlier, with humility. We will never take your trust for granted. Never abuse your trust. Every day, every opportunity I have, I remind my wife that the Zambians elected HH to be the president, chief servant. And I must be available to Zambians more than just focusing on family. The family now is not just the HH family. It's the extended family. It's the 21 million Zambians that have bestowed us with this responsibility to work for them. And we take this seriously. And we embrace it with both our hands, our intellectual capabilities. But more importantly, the attitude, the state of mind, the framing of realization that this is a people's trust and it must be protected. It must be used to better someone's life in our country. So, I want to repeat, to those who voted for us, thank you for your confidence. To those who did not vote for us, thank you for your participation in the 2026 elections. respecting democracy. We will work every day to earn your confidence. Even though you didn't vote for us, that's your choice. Our job is to continue working for you so you can next time vote for the UPND. Reflect. What was the state of your children before free education was introduced? What was the state of a university student whose meal allowances were taken out and now they've been restored? Those monks and monks, how are they living? Certainly, people are saying, how is it that the president, sitting president, a very rare situation, has a close relationship with young people and the students? I believe it's the care, it's the love, it's the things that we've delivered for them which have changed their lives forever. You get education, your life has been changed forever. Use it properly. I think that's where this relationship is coming from. And I will continue working hard so that the young people, we and our team will continue working hard so that their confidence in us is not eroded by us not delivering on their expectations. This is important. Social control. It's very important. I must say, from this moment on, we will continue the journey we have been on in the last 5 years. And Zambians, when they are not happy, they must say so to us. When they are happy, it's good if they say so. But even if they are not happy with something, in the last 5 years we've demonstrated that we don't resolve our unhappiness through street fights, through strikes at our workplaces, damaging property, damaging assets, the very assets which earns income for us, and salaries, so to say, in simple language. Let's protect the assets that are at our disposal so we can use them, and tomorrow those who are coming after us can use them. That's what I would ask. No winners, no losers. I've already said that. There's only one Zambia, one country, one destiny. Not two, but one destiny. Better lives for all. One Zambia, one nation, one people. That's what we are. I'll repeat that. One Zambia, one nation, one people. That's who we are. And we've endured with this spirit, even in great difficulties, droughts, some probably natural calamities, floods. We are always, and we should continue to be out for each other. We should be each other's keeper. And your government will always be there to close the gap, which only governments can close. And that's why governments are elected into office, to close those gaps that citizens, individual citizens, families may not be able to deal with. So, today, let us give thanks to God the Almighty for giving us good health, for keeping us alive, alive, just to be alive, to breathe God's oxygen. Some go to bed the night before, they don't wake up the following day. We wake up. We should say thank you to God for allowing us to live on. As you know, He's the decider of our life. When He wants to take our lives, lives will go. But no human being must end someone's life prematurely. And I return to this malicious thing that is emerging in our country. You can't use the militias to seek public office, to acquire public office. Then you are looking for personal gain in public office, in the guise of serving the people. Actually, your interest to serve your interest. Your interest to serve your interest. It's English. Your interest to seek public office is not to serve the people, but your personal interest. So your interest is your interest, but disguising as seeking public office for people's interest. We should not do that. We should never say that is acceptable. It's a no-go area. And I'm happy Zambians are condemning this kind of stuff. It's alien to us. Absolutely alien to us. Let us pray that we continue, God continues to guide us as individuals, as families, as a nation. God should grant us wisdom to all the leaders at different levels. Family leaders, community leaders, church leaders, business leaders, civil society leaders, all of them. in public sector and private sector. We seek God's wisdom as we protect our people, as we keep our country peaceful, as we keep our country united, but more importantly, prosperous. That, in the inverse way, is what assures us of stability. People can see opportunities in their lives. May we, for us, elected like me, mayors, council chairpersons, president, yes, but mayors, council chairpersons, members of parliament, councillors, may we have the humility to serve the people of Zambia diligently, truthfully, but with hard work. The courage to do what is right. We seek God to give us that as well. And the strength to work together, teamwork, for generations yet unborn. Very important. And may Zambia continue moving forward in peace, in unity, for all our people to see some kind of benefit. God bless us all. God bless our country, Zambia. I thank you, fellow citizens.